Welcome back. We have a lot to talk about. Thank you guys for stopping by to watch another video here at All I See Is W. Today, I wanted to give you an overall update with a Bitcoin mining company that is CleanSpark, ticker CLSK. We know that Bitcoin is on a bullish run, getting close to breaking through that $100,000 barrier, that psychological barrier that we've been seeing so much resistance with. However, I think that in the month of December, we're going to easily break through that 100,000, especially since there's just so much market sentiment. The whole country right now is bullish on Bitcoin. It's not going away. Countries are reserving Bitcoin. They're buying more. They're acquiring Bitcoin because they know that it will eventually become a scarce commodity. Bitcoin is really respected by all countries right now. So if you think about it, that's why a lot of the corporations right now are trying to load up on their balance sheet acquiring Bitcoin. And most of you are wondering, will CleanSpark play a similar strategy, similar to that of Mara, MicroStrategy, acquiring more money so that they can buy more Bitcoin, add it to their balance sheet? Now, if you're new to this video, I would really appreciate you hitting the like, subscribing for more related content. Let's get started, guys. First off, I'd like to just go through the details. Tomorrow, CleanSpark will be announcing their financial results, and that is going to be happening tomorrow during the stock market trading. What's unique is that rather than having the earnings release on a Friday, for example, having it on Monday historically, it tends to perform better. And I think that shorts are more fearful, especially when it's going to be on a Monday, because they'll have to be covering their shorts. And I think that there's going to be a positive storytelling that's really going to be coming out from CleanSpark. That may be on the results from how they've performed in the month of November. We know that CleanSpark was like the number two miner in terms of production rate, mining close to about 655 bitcoins. Can you imagine how that would be if CleanSpark ramps that up to about 700 bitcoins mined in the month of November? That's really going to spike up the share price and soar up, because right now I think that the overall price of CleanSpark is undervalued, and we'll talk more about that. I think that with the upcoming news release, we may see a similar theme to just how Iron performed their financial release, bolstering their business strategy, having an increased exahash target to be implemented rather than the second half into the first year half of 2025. And I think CleanSpark may have a similar strategy because they may be able to implement as fast as how Iron is going to be doing it. So I think overall, especially with just the lagging Bitcoin miners, I think that CleanSpark, in addition to other miners, will start rocketing with its share price. Now, it's going to be very exciting tomorrow, but I think that with Bitcoin rally ongoing, CleanSpark is definitely going to hover up. We'll talk more about the technicals, where I see the share price will likely land. Now, I just wanted to share with you a posting on X here. I posted CleanSpark. Now, if you're not following me, I would really encourage you to support and follow me as well at All I See Is W here. What I posted is that CleanSpark might reach $24 in the next days of trading. It might start blasting off come Monday post financial release, bolstering their business strategy with faster implementation of the exahash strategy. And I think that there's that potential here. We've been seeing the ups and downs in the month of November. However, when you have a zoomed out perspective, I think that overall, just from the recent months, it's been trending upward. And I think that it can easily test its prior resistance that we saw back in March, April, hovering up to about $24. I think in the next 10 days of trading, we can see CleanSpark start ramping up quickly there. So that's going to be close to about, less than 100% gains on the margins there. Just to give you more of a zoomed out perspective, I think that overall with what we've seen CleanSpark do before. Just looking at 2021 here, the prior resistance here, it went way above the $40 range. And what I have here is just a more zoomed in perspective from what we anticipate seeing in the near term. I think that once it starts testing its prior resistance, the all-time high of 2024 hovering to about $24, depending on whether it can test itself at 26.50, I think that over the course of time in 2025, we can see it start going up even further, testing the prior resistance from 2021 up to about $42 range. We know that altcoins, Bitcoin, it's all having bullish runs right now, similar to like XRP, XLM, Ripple, Stellar, Lumen. So that doesn't mean that miners don't have that potential as well. I think that it's just a lagging sector right now. And a lot of the money is circulating from like big time plays in MicroStrategy, taking those profits from overvalued stocks, whether it's NVIDIA, MicroStrategy, and now circulating that into more undervalued plays. I think current state CleanSpark at the price of $14, definitely undervalued. You could have bought when it went down in the last week at around $13, high $12, but I definitely think that it has an easy 1x in the near term within 10 days of trading. And then if you ride it out long term, then it may just go back up to its prior resistance, breaking through that resistance of $42. But again, when it comes to investing in miners, that's having a stomach for volatility, and just make sure to do your research. Take my information as guidance here. Now, let's just talk about this article here that was released today. Intech Investment Management, they actually make new investment in CleanSpark, and that's just one institutional investor. We know that there's a number of institutional investors that hold on to CleanSpark. But one thing I wanted to point out is that H.C. Wainwright reissued a buy rating and a set price of $27 on CleanSpark, and that was back in September 2025. Cantor Fitzgerald has an overweight rating set at $23, which was a report back in October 3rd. So that just gives you more color as to what price targets are, which is consistent with what I'm anticipating will be happening in the next 10 days of trading. Just to give you an overall depiction here of institutional buying and selling by quarter for CleanSpark. So you see here just an increase inflows here just with purchase of CleanSpark shares. You see Q2 of 2024, a lot less selling. Q3 as well, a lot less selling. This was before Donald Trump getting elected as president in this quarter. But I think that with less of selling, more of buying, that just shows that there's going to be a rise in the overall CleanSpark price. And this is really going to be driven from the rise in the Bitcoin price. And I think with the overall operational scaling advancement with CleanSpark, it has the potential to be one of the leading miners right behind Mara at this time. But let's say if CleanSpark ramps up their production and starts mining at a higher throughput, they can easily be like in parallel with Mara. And that's why Mara has that playbook of acquiring Bitcoin right now. However, the downside is that you're acquiring at the current fair value price of Bitcoin, while miners like CleanSpark are purchasing Bitcoin at a fixed cost through the mining of paying for power, energy, electricity costs. So this looks really good here. And I mean, it doesn't only apply to CleanSpark here. We see a lot of institutional investors and other miners as well. It's just that Q2, Q3, a lot of the share prices in the miners, it was buying at the discount. So that's expected here. Let's just give you some overall numbers here, information on CleanSpark's October mining update. And we anticipate this upcoming week, CleanSpark to announce their November production rate. Just looking at it, since I know that there's going to be news release coming out from CleanSpark starting tomorrow, just looking at October's number, they mined 655 Bitcoins, a 32% increase from the prior month. The fact that they've completed the grid infrastructure acquisition, now they have that opportunity in the Tennessee Valley Authority to increase their pipeline, enable that 400 megawatts in that state and start ramping up the hashing, putting their fleet operations online, and that's expected to start 2025. But when you think about it, throughout October 2024, their hash rate was 29.63 exahash, an average fleet efficiency of 20.89, resulting in an average of 21 Bitcoins mined daily. So it's going to be interesting to see what the percent increase is from October to November. Is I think that it's going to be significant. Good news is that what they mined in October, 655 Bitcoin mined. If we see an increase getting close to about 700 or beyond that, I think that the share price is going to start ramping up very quickly. And what's really going to drive their overall share price is whether they will apply that same strategy that Iron had just applied, while you see Iron's share price going up very quick, and that's just speeding up their implementation to ramp up the exahash, rather than waiting until the second half of 2025 and having it all be done in the first year of 2025. So I think there's bolstering potential of their business strategy to implement sooner rather than later, which will add value to CleanSpark shareholders. So just with the advancement in Tennessee, Wyoming, Mississippi, I think that overall the advancement with having pro miners, the S21 immersion XPs, that's all going to help add value, increase their throughput with Bitcoin mining. And what's going to be like icing on the cake top is, let's say if CleanSpark leverages Mara and MicroStrategy's playbook by borrowing money to acquire more Bitcoin to add to their balance sheet, that's really going to help them be ranked, let's say, number 3 or number 2 potentially with the amount of Bitcoins they hold. So currently they hold about 8,701. That's not including November's mining data. But let's say if they get that convertible note approval, then that means they have some playroom here to purchase more Bitcoin. So there you have it, guys. I hope that this video was very valuable, and I'd be interested to hear what your comments, questions are down below. Once again, if you're new to this channel, please make sure to hit the like, subscribe for more related content. Thank you.